These United States are about to mark a very big anniversary. It's our semi-quincentennial. Get used to that word. You'll be hearing it a lot this coming year, starting now, as David Martin celebrates the United States Army, which yesterday turned 250.
Slowly take it off.
A relic of the Revolution is delicately ushered into the National Museum of the United States Army at Fort Belvoir, Virginia.
Did it. Good job.
Paul Mirando has spent 4 years putting together this exhibit to honor the Army's 250th anniversary.
This is the first Rhode Island regimental flag, and if it could talk, the stories it would tell.
You almost have to take your word that it's a flag. It's so faded.
You can still see the 13 stars, original 13 colonies. It was at Valley Forge, and then more importantly, carried by soldiers at Yorktown. So it's seen a lot.
Where has it been all these years?
This flag has not left the state of Rhode Island since 1784. We actually had to change the law to allow this flag to come out of the state to be on display.
We buckle it in the back, right?
Yeah.
As precious as the flag may be, what catches the eye is the lifelike figures of real people who won the war for America's independence.
Our focus is on the individual soldier's experience, what they sacrificed, and why they fought.
Beginning with Sylvanus Wood, who fought the British at Lexington and Concord, the famous shot heard round the world.
It's a moment of no return. We are in it now, and it's only going to get worse after this.
It's the beginning of the war. It's the beginning of the country, actually.
Pulitzer Prize-winning historian Rick Atkinson has just published the second volume of his planned trilogy on the Revolutionary War, beginning when American militiamen took the field at Lexington and Concord.
They're weekend warriors. They're soldiers who turn out once every few weeks to practice the manual of arms, to learn how to load a musket.
And what are the British forces made up of?
They're professional soldiers with professional officers. Men enlist in the Army for life, usually. So these are troops that know their business.
The headline in the local paper called what happened next, "Bloody Butchery."
It's a long, brutal day for both sides, but particularly for the British. There are bodies all the way from Concord to Boston.
The Americans had sent a message.
The Americans show that even though they're not the professional force that the British are, that they know how to fight, they know how to use weapons, and they know how to kill.
2 months later, the Continental Congress voted to replace the part-time militias with a full-time army.
The militias had given the British more than they could handle. Why do you need an army?
For one thing, they've got jobs. They're farmers, they're tradesmen, they've got families to take care of. You need to make this army into a force that can take on the British full-time.
It was June 14th, 1775, the birth date of the United States Army.
It will be the central institution that is going to determine whether or not the United States of America really does become a country.
The commander of the new army is known today as the father of our country.
You can recognize this guy from a long way away.
It's hard to imagine what the Revolutionary War would have been like without George Washington.
His ability to stay the course, to believe in the cause, to transmit his belief in the cause to the soldiery, makes him the indispensable man.
Washington told his troops, the fate of unborn millions will now depend, under God, on the courage and conduct of this army.
He's got a vision. He refers to generations yet unborn.
Generations unborn, that would be us.
That would be us.
In the summer of 1776, the Declaration of Independence was just a piece of parchment.
We declared our independence on July 4th, 1776, but it was up to our soldiers to fight and secure that independence.
In New York, a British force of 32,000 attacked Washington's new American army.
This is his first battle, if you will, after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So a lot is riding on this. He understands that if he loses this battle, he possibly could lose the war and the revolution itself.
The British troops came ashore on Long Island, where Washington had dug in.
And the British devise a plan in which they outflank him. It's a catastrophe. He nearly loses the whole game at that point.
Washington barely escaped with his army.
Washington retreats into Pennsylvania across the Delaware River, and he writes to his brother, "I think the game is pretty near up."
So what's so indispensable about that performance?
People were beginning to wonder, frankly, does this guy have the right stuff? He's going to show that, among other things, he's very bold, and when he's desperate, he's dangerous.
In an act of daring immortalized in American history, Washington crossed back over the Delaware and caught the enemy by surprise. The British had lost their chance to destroy the American army, and Washington would fight on for 7 more years.
So if we come away a little bit, Roddy, with this guy, you want to hold that arm on?
B.J. Ervik directed a team of artists who recreated the sacrifice of those years, down to the bloody knuckles of Sergeant Major William Seymour, recording the day's events in his journal.
I think that's a very reflective moment for somebody who might have just been in battle for a few days and has a moment to reflect on what he's doing in life and what is happening around him.
Have you had a chance to see the model yet?
I have not seen it. This is my first time, so lots of anticipation.
Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Elaine Conway posed for the figure of Anna Lane.
I just lost. My heart just started beating really fast, so wow, it's pretty powerful. And now I really see how strong she was.
Passing the ammunition to her husband, you can see in her eyes the British are coming.
She's handing him a cartridge. He's wounded.
Leaders of today's Army got a VIP tour of their origin story, leading up to an audio-visual display of the battle at Yorktown, Virginia, where British troops finally surrendered.
Dismissed as amateurs early in the war, these soldiers withstood every hardship and challenge. And now, this American Army stands victorious.
Through 1,300 battles and skirmishes, the Army had outlasted the British Empire. "We fight, get beat, rise, and fight again," said one American general.
One of the lessons we should take from the Revolution is we're capable of doing remarkable things and overcoming extraordinary odds to get where we want to go.
It was nasty, brutish, and long. Should we so revere this war?
You know, I think we should revere what came out of it, and we should revere the sacrifices that went into it. The creation of the American Republic, it's one of mankind's greatest achievements. And how can we not be proud of that?
The last thing you see as you leave the exhibit is this quote from John Adams, one of the founding fathers. It is addressed to us. "You will never know how much it costs the present generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make a good use of it."